Let's discuss some tips in factoring the form x squared plus bx plus c. First example, x squared plus 9, x plus 20. We have here a plus or positive, and this is plus also the middle term. The last term is positive, plus, and the middle term is also plus or positive. So the most likely factors of 20 must be positive and positive. So positive times positive is positive, and if you add positive plus positive is positive. Then let's focus on the first term, x squared. The factors, since this is 1, coefficient 1, considered coefficient 1, so the factors must be x times x, and we have to provide this blank here and here. So let's focus on the factors of 20. So factors of 20, if you considered 1 times 20, if you add 1 times 20 is 21, not 9. And 2, if 2 times 10, 2 times 10 is 20, but if you add, it will become 12, so, and hence not 2 times 10. But if you have here the factors of 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 4 is 20, and if you add this one, 5 plus 4 is 9, so coincide with here. So the factors that we are looking are quantity x plus 5 times x plus 4. Since if you add 5 and 4, it will give you an answer of 9. Since this is positive, so we have here positive and positive factors. And you can also interchange the order since it has the property of commutative. So let's have another example. This time we have here x squared minus 9x plus 14. We have a plus here, but we have the middle term minus or positive, and this is negative. So since we cannot have a factor of a positive times positive here, because if you add positive and positive, it will give an answer of positive, but this is negative. So the most likely factors of 14 must have the but remember that if you multiply negative times negative, it will give an answer of positive, and if you add negative and negative, it will give you an answer of a negative. So most likely factors of 14 must have the negative and negative. Let's have the factors of x squared here. So x squared must have the factors of x times x, and the factors of 14 here must be negative times negative, since we have a middle term negative. If you multiply negative and negative, it will give you an answer of positive, but if you add, it will give you an answer of a negative. Negative plus negative is negative. So factors of 14, if you analyze, we cannot have the 14 times 1, because if you negative 14 times negative 1, since if you add this one, it will give an answer of negative 15. But if you have a factors negative 7 times negative 2, it will give an answer of 14, positive 14. And if you add this one, if you add negative 7 plus negative 2, it surely give you an answer of negative 9. So the factors that we are looking for is quantity x minus 7 times quantity x minus 2. Another example is 35x squared plus 35x plus 34. So notice that this case we have here a 35, a 34, and if you are going to subtract 35 minus 34, it is equals to 1. So since this is positive, the possible factors that we are looking for is x, quantity x plus 34 times quantity x plus 1. Since if you multiply 34 by 1 equals 34, but if you add 34 by 1 is 35. So if the middle term is just greater than the last term by 1 and they are all positive, so it is understood that the factors are 1 and the last term, in this case 34 times and 1. Another example is x squared plus 5x minus 36. If you analyze this one, this is negative and this is positive. So surely the factors that we are looking for are positive and a negative, since if you multiply negative times positive equals negative, and the middle term must have, and the positive factor must have greater absolute value. The positive must have the greater value, absolute value, than the negative. So in this case, this is 36 and we have here a 5. So possible factors, if you consider 1 times 36 na positive 36 times 1, negative 1, no, because this is 5. And if you considered 36, the factors 2 times 18, and no, because this is 5. But if you consider the 9 times 4, if 4 is negative and 9 is positive, then if you combine, it will give an answer of 5 here. So the factors that we are looking for are quantity x plus 9 and quantity x minus 4. Another case here, this is now negative and this is negative, so you just simply do the opposite. The 9 must have the negative and 4 must be positive. So if you combine this one, 4 minus 9 is equals to negative 5. And if you multiply 4, positive 4 times negative 9, it will give an answer of 36. So negative and a negative in the last term and negative in the middle term. The negative factor must have the greater absolute value than the positive. And you can also interchange, since multiplication follows the commutative property of multiplication. We have here x squared plus 21x minus 22. So we have here a negative and this is positive, and in analyzing this one, the middle term is less than 1 by the absolute value of the last term. So Analyze this one. The middle term is less than 1 by the absolute value of last term, and this is negative and this is positive. So possible factors for this is quantity x plus 22 and quantity x minus 1, since if you multiply 22 by negative 1, negative 22, and if you this one, usually 22 minus 1 is 21, and this is positive, so middle term is positive.